back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So yesterday, last minute, I get the fucking call. A friend of a friend of a friend of a friend's personal trainer knows a guy who knows a guy who said he can hook me up. I just have to go meet him in an alley somewhere. And I was like, this isn't how I wanted this to go down. I just wanted someone I know to come and give me a couple of pills and I can just move on with my life. I didn't want to have to go and meet some dodgy cunt down a fucking alley. But I'm like, fuck, all right, I've got a podcast to do. That will probably help for a story. So let's do this. So I'm just communicating with some random, complete fucking rando. And he's like, meet me here. I didn't know it was a guy at the time. I didn't know who the fuck it was. Could have been a Chinese guy. Could have been a Chinese chick. It could have been a biker. It could have been a fucking cop. I don't know. So I go to the place where he's told me to meet him. And right where I'm standing is like 2 fucking security cameras. And I'm like, this is fucking... I'm in full paranoid mode as well. I don't do this. This isn't my fucking game. So I walk a little bit down from the spot and I'm just like, there's security fucking cameras everywhere. There's CCTV here. There's CCTV there. There's fucking store security here. I'm like, this is the dodgiest fucking place for someone to tell me to meet them. So I walk way down the street and I'm like, all right, I'm here. Where are you? And a couple of minutes later, he's like, I'm here. So I walk up the street and I'm walking on the road because I'm like, I'm not walking on the footpath in front of all these fucking cameras. And I'm like, I'm going to check this dude out first. This seems real fucking sketchy. And I'm super paranoid as well. So I'm walking up the street and there's just one dude out the front on his phone. And I fucking size him up and I'm like, this dude is definitely not a cop. This guy is fucking cooked. This guy has done a lot of his own product. So he fucking spots me, gives me the nod. I fucking give him a nod hesitatingly because I was like, I don't even want to do this anymore. But anyway, I'm locked in. And so we walk for a little bit. And everywhere we're walking, there's just cameras everywhere. It was like I was on fucking candid camera. It was like I was being followed by a film crew. So he sorts me out. And this guy is proper cooked. Like he's jittery. I'm looking at it and I'm just like, whatever he's selling me is not going to be fucking good. It's going to be so fucking cut because he's using a lot of it himself. So I start chatting to him, just this random cook cunt. I'm like, dude, there's a lot of fucking cameras around here. He's like, yeah, is there? I'm like, yeah, look there. He's like, yeah, but those cameras aren't really... I'm like, they're cameras, dude. He's like, yeah, but they're more for the car parks and all that sort of stuff. I'm like, yeah. Also for what's happening outside if something goes down. He's like, yeah, I'm not really too worried about it. I'm like, you should be a little bit more worried about it. I'm like, are you busy? Is business good? I start getting into this like fucking D&M with this cunt. He's like, yeah, it's going pretty good. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. He's like, yeah, it's good. I move around a bit. I don't really have a spot I stay in. I just move around here and there. I can do a lot of other things. I'm like, yeah, that sounds cool. I'm like, listen, I'll give you some advice. Stay away from the fucking cameras, all right? Just stay away from go somewhere. Do this somewhere where there's no cameras, all right? The place you told me to meet you, there was a camera on either side. So if you're standing there 400 times a day, meeting fucking 400 different random cunts, eventually, just by sheer pattern recognition, someone's going to gel to what's going on. So I'm like, just stay away from the fucking cameras. Jesus Christ, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, mate, but that's like dodgy 101. That's the first thing you learn at school. So I leave this guy... We say goodbye, have a good night and all that sort of shit. And I just feel dirty for some reason. I'm like, that is just so fucking seedy. I'm like, these are going to fucking suck because he's definitely not the guy with the good stuff. He's not the guy that celebrities are going to. Like, you want a clean cut looking fucking sharp dressed dude. You're getting the good stuff off him. You're not getting the good stuff off a guy with a fucking dodgy looking hat, an Adidas jacket, stubble, looking like the cunt that picks cigarette butts up off the ground. He did not fill me with confidence. So anyway, we fucking go to this nice hotel, the Grand Hyatt. I don't even know if that's a nice hotel, but I did work something out last night. I always thought like the Sheraton, the Hilton, the Grand Hyatt, I always thought these places were for rich people. Like corporates, like fucking millionaires and shit like that. I thought rich people kept these places afloat, but I was completely fucking wrong. The only thing keeping these luxury hotels afloat are fucking bogans. It is only bogans like scraping together like $100 each and sharing a hotel room to hit the fucking town for a fucking night. They're the only things keeping it together. The place was like a fucking Bali resort. It was bogan central. I was like, look at the scrappy cunts in this joint. This is not a classy establishment. This is fucking bogan central. It's just Westies and bogans either hitting the town, or it's their anniversary or something, or it's the boys' night out, or the monster trucks are on, or it's just fucking bogans. It never used to be like that. It used to be for rich people, but now it's just for any fucking riffraff. And we're part of the riffraff as well, so we were very comfortable. So my wife has a couple of cocktails, couple of drinks, and I was under the impression she wanted to go out and have a good time. But I was wrong. She didn't want to have a good time at all. She had no plans on having a good time. She just wanted to go into the hotel room, chill, listen to a bit of music, take these things, have a couple of drinks and just hang out, which is a good time now. So my wife's having a cocktail and we both do one of these things and wait half an hour and absolutely nothing's happened. Wait 40 minutes, not even the slightest little things happen. We both can't be fucked sitting at the bar anymore, so we go up to the hotel room. So we do another one, nothing at all, wait half an hour, and we weren't even going to take the other ones, but nothing was happening with the first two. So we do another one, and about half an hour later, with the combined total of all three, it started working a little bit. Not like strong, but enough to like open you up a little bit. So it started working a little bit for us, and then we just started talking. But I swear to God, I think I said this last time when me and my wife did it in India. It's such a fucking positive thing to do in a relationship. It just fucking helps you both open up and talk freely about things that are on your mind, things that you wouldn't say normally because you're impatient, you're grumpy, you can't be fucked, you're too tired. It just opens the floodgates to like conversations that you need to have that you fucking put off. And the conversations always come from a place of love as well. So you can have this really fucking deep, beautiful conversation with a person you love that you wouldn't normally have just because life. Fucking life. So we just sat on the bed in this hotel room just listening to music. My wife was having a few beers and we just talked and talked and talked and talked. We talked for like 6 hours. Just about everything. It was so fucking nice. It was like the perfect fucking night. I was expecting I was going to have to go out and fucking manufacture some fucking false fun or something like that. But when we got up to the hotel room, I was like, so do you want to go out? And she's like, what? Why do I want to go out? I'm like, I thought you wanted to have a good time. She's like, no, I don't want to have a good time at all. I just want to stay in the room and chill with you and just chat. I'm like, fuck, that's what I want to do as well. She's like, you thought I wanted to have a good time? I'm like, yeah, I thought you wanted to have a good time. That's why I didn't want to come. So we just had a fucking good time. We actually had a good time. It was so fucking nice just to chat for fucking hours. It just clears all the shit that needs to be cleared. I recommend couples do it every 6 months or whenever you need to. If there's conversations that you're not having that you know you need to have, but they're fucking awkward and difficult to fucking bring up, Just get a fucking hotel room in the Bogan Sheraton. Don't go to a fucking dodgy alley with some dodgy crackhead. Find a better guy than I found. Get some decent stuff. And then just fucking intimately talk with your loved one. Whether it's a mate, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, uncle, auntie, dad, mum, grandparents, social worker. I don't fucking know. Parole officer. Anyone you need to have a deep conversation with, but you're putting it off and you're letting things fester, I recommend you take the $30 counseling tablet. I feel much lighter now as well. We just got through so much shit we needed to get through. It was so fucking good. I didn't even want to do it either, but it was a positive experience. So it did end up being a good time. A different good time than what I used to think was a good time, but a good time nonetheless. Anyway, that'll fucking do for tonight. If you're enjoying the podcast, keep sharing it around, and I will see you the fuck later.